Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And it's our all-English lecture for the month of February. And it's also our News Digest unit for the month of February. And we're talking about something called Earthshot Prize, okay? This is something that is being offered by some people over there in the UK for people who can figure out ways to save our Earth.
Wow, that prize is pretty big. It's equivalent to 1.8 billion NT dollars or 50 million pounds if you live in the UK. But boy, that's a lot of money. So I bet some of our listeners are going to want to pay attention to see if they can come up with something and maybe enter this competition.
Indeed, and it's a very ambitious competition.
Yeah.
It's all about something called the Earthshot Prize, which we'll talk about in just a couple of seconds here. But just to let you know, it does involve the Prince of the UK, or at least one of them, Prince William, and then this environmentalist fella. Maybe you've heard of him, Sir David Attenborough, and he does those nature programs that you might see on Discovery or National Geographic or whatever. So they've been doing something together to try to get the Earth a little better than it was before. So let's figure out what this is all about, everybody. Let's read through the entire contents of our lesson, and we'll be right back to talk about it. The UK's Prince William and veteran environmentalist Sir David Attenborough are doubling down on their efforts to combat climate change. Last year, they unveiled the Earthshot Prize, a colossal endowment raised from a coalition of individuals, businesses, and organizations, which over the next 10 years will provide £50 million, or 1.8 billion NT dollars, in funding for exceptionally innovative environmental solutions. The prize's name was inspired by Moonshot, the momentous challenge launched by former U.S. President John F. Kennedy to put a man on the moon. Earthshot is the largest prize of its kind to ever be offered. Every year for the next 10 years, the program will award 5 separate sums of £1 million, around 37 million NT dollars, to the winners of 5 distinct prize categories, each of which tackles a UN sustainability goal to help repair the damage to our planet. Eligibility for the prize extends to everyone, regardless of profession, age, or nationality. Anyone could find the solutions that we need, Prince William said of the award. He and Attenborough have said that they will even consider crackpot solutions, so long as they have the potential to change the world. Throughout history, monetary prizes have proven an effective way of solving serious scientific issues. For example, the British government implemented a similar scheme in 1714, offering a reward equivalent to 77 million NT dollars to figure out a practical method of determining longitude at sea. Now it's envisioned that Earthshot will stimulate similar breakthroughs. The need for action has never been more urgent, affirmed Attenborough, who has said that decisive steps must be taken to bring the planet back from a tipping point. Speaking enthusiastically, he added that he hopes the prize will give game-changing environmental ideas financial impetus to spread and be developed.
Okay, guys, let's look at the title first. We're going to be talking about something that's ambitious. If something or someone is ambitious, it means they really are determined to succeed, and they probably are going to be willing to work very hard to succeed. So this is a prize that's being offered, and it's worth quite a bit of money. So they're calling it an Earthshot Prize. We'll talk more about Earthshot in a minute. But this prize is going to be the equivalent of 1.8 billion NT dollars. And the people who win this particular prize need to come up with some great ideas on how to save the planet.
Indeed, that's what that is all about. And saving the planet there, I believe, is referring to global warming. But, of course, there are other problems that the Earth is facing. And hopefully some of this money will go to those problems, like the problem of plastic pollution and stuff like that. So, again, this is a big prize of money that will be awarded to somebody who can come up with some solutions to help save our planet. Maybe to keep those asteroids from crashing into the Earth or something like that. So here in the first paragraph it says, the UK's Prince William and veteran environmentalist Sir David Attenborough are doubling down on their efforts to combat climate change. So we've got two people involved in this project. Prince William and David Attenborough, or more specifically, Sir David Attenborough. He was knighted by the Queen. And Prince William, wasn't he one of Princess Diana's sons or something like that, or was he somebody else?
William, yeah, his mom is Princess Diana.
And who's the other son?
That would be Harry,
okay.
who married the American, and they pretty much, just moved away from the UK.
Okay.
So they're living in America, and supposedly they don't want to be, a prince and a princess anymore.
Okay, well, that's another story there. But again, this is one of Princess Diana's sons. And, of course, we've got Sir David Attenborough.
Sure.
And he's quite old. I think he's in his 90s now, but he's still going strong. And I know him from those nature programs that he hosts on BBC, which are shown on other channels. And we're calling him a veteran environmentalist. So here, veteran could refer to somebody who used to be in the military. They used to be in the Army or the Navy, and now they're out of it, but they're a veteran. We've got like World War II veterans and people who used to serve in the armed forces during wars and stuff like that. But in this particular case, it just means this person has a lot of experience in a particular field.
Right. You'll often hear this word veteran used in baseball as well, or in sports in general, actually. If you're brand new to a professional league, you're a rookie. So if you hear someone say, oh, he's a rookie, it's probably their first year playing in the league professionally. But if you're a veteran, you've been playing for a while, and you're probably pretty experienced. So he's pretty experienced when it comes to the environment. And here it says they want to double down on the efforts to combat climate change. If you double down on something, guys, it just means you do something twice as hard as you did before. You make twice the effort that you did before. For example, maybe someone told you a story and you said, that's not true. I don't believe you. If they double down on that story, it means they insist that you believe what they just told you. So you can double down by just re-emphasizing what you just said, or maybe doing twice as much work as you did before to double down on something.
Right, double down on their efforts. I guess you could say they're joining forces to fight climate change. And last year they unveiled something called the Earthshot Prize. And what is that? Well, it's a colossal endowment raised from a coalition of individuals, businesses, and organizations. Okay, I'll stop there. The sentence does go on after that, but let's talk about some of these terms first here. We've got the term unveil. Unveiled, of course, is the past tense. Unveil here just means you remove the veil from something. That's what happens to a bride at her wedding. Her veil is removed. She is unveiled, and we can see her, and then she gets married, and that's the happiest day of her life. But also here, unveil means to reveal something that was unknown before. So yeah, maybe the government will unveil a new economic stimulus plan, for example.
Right, and we're calling this a colossal endowment. Colossal means huge, so big. You know that building that was built during the old Roman days in Italy is called the Colosseum. That's where that word comes from. Colossal just means really big. And an endowment is a sum of money that is put aside for some sort of maybe a scholarship. There might be an endowment that's waiting to be awarded in scholarships to new students, or Maybe you have a lot of money and you want to give to your old university. That money you give to the university would be put towards that university's endowment. So it's the form of giving something to someone. Usually it's to a charity or to a good cause, or maybe just to an NGO. So it's a colossal endowment, a big sum of money that they're raising from a group of people. We've got lots of different people. We're calling this group a coalition, which just means a group of people all working together towards some goal. We've got we've got individuals, we've got businesses and organizations, and they're all going to contribute to this colossal endowment, and they're going to raise a lot of money to give the prize money to really lucky, smart people who come up with some ideas to combat climate change.
Yep, it's a real big fund, you could say, a colossal endowment. And we've got this coalition, this teaming up of all these different people. Sometimes we hear of political coalitions, especially between rival parties. Maybe they unite for some reason to solve a particular problem that they both actually agree on. So they have this coalition of political parties. But in this particular case, it's a union of individual people, rich people, and businesses and corporations and stuff like that, and also organizations. It could be nonprofit organizations, which over the next 10 years will provide a lot of money there, 50 million pounds, or the equivalent of 1.8 billion NT dollars. They'll provide that much money in funding for exceptionally innovative environmental solutions. So they're basically looking for people who have these really great ideas on how to stop or slow down climate change.
Yeah, here it says the prize's name was inspired by moonshot, the momentous or really important challenge launched by former President John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was a U.S. president who was assassinated in the 60s. Someone shot him in the head. Now, moonshot was his big goal of actually taking America and Americans and reaching their goal of going to the moon. Yeah, going into outer space. So, but nowadays, moonshot is actually used with a small m, not a capital M, to talk about a big challenge. You could also say some sort of innovative project or undertaking. But if you're like me, you hear it in sports, especially baseball. If someone hits a home run and it goes up really high in the sky, you'll often hear the announcer call it a moonshot, which is kind of a cool term. So it's used in a sort of a slang way today. But they took this word moonshot and just kind of changed it a little, and they made up their own term, earthshot, to talk about some of these plans that people come up with to win prizes.
Yep, back in the late 60s and early 70s, the Apollo missions, Apollo 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, except for 13, they all went to the moon, okay? And those missions were called moonshot. They're going to change the name to earthshot. And what is that? Well, it's a momentous challenge, which in this particular case, well, they're referring to moonshot. That was a momentous challenge. Momentous just means a really spectacular, fantastic, great. It has a lot of momentum to it, and it's very important. It's very significant, and hopefully we'll find out some more about this in just a couple of seconds. But right now we're going to take a little bit of a break, but please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys. You're listening to our all-English lecture. It's our News Digest unit, and we're talking about a very ambitious Earthshot prize that will pay out 1.8 billion NT dollars for planet-saving solutions. Now, we talked about where the idea is coming from and who's actually, leading this particular project, and that's the UK's Prince William and another Brit, Sir David Attenborough, and they're working together and trying to get people excited about coming up with ideas to combat climate change. So last year, they unveiled the Earthshot Prize. That's the name of the prize if you're looking for it. And it's a lot of money that they've collected from a coalition or a big group of different types of people. Individuals who are just wealthy. Businesses can contribute to that endowment or fund. And there are also some organizations, probably some nonprofits involved as well. So let's find out more about the Earthshot Prize. Let's move on to the second paragraph. What is the Earthshot? Well, it's the largest prize of its kind ever to be offered. I'm sure there have been other prizes that have been offered and awarded to really smart scientists and people who are looking to combat climate change, but this really is the biggest prize that's ever been offered of its kind. The kind that is, just focused in on climate change, for example. So every year for the next 10 years, you have a chance to win this prize. The program's going to award 5 separate sums of 1 million or 37 million NT dollars to the winners of 5 distinct prize categories, each of which, the categories that is, each of which tackles a UN sustainability goal to help repair the damage to our planet. So you've got a lot of chances. It's not just one shot. It's actually quite a few shots. And every year for the next 10 years, you can enter and give it a shot. See if you can win one of these prizes.
Right, and we mentioned the prizes here, and now we're going to provide you more information. So we use this clause here, each of which. So this money is going to go to the winners of 5 different categories. Each of which, and those categories will tackle a UN sustainability goal to help repair the damage to our planet, okay? So yes, we're giving you some more information about those categories. And just in case you wanted to know, the categories actually are to protect and restore nature, that's one. Clean our air, that's the second one. Revive our oceans, that's the third one. Build a waste-free world, that's the fourth one. And the fifth one is to fix our climate. Okay, so yes, you need to come up with a way to, do those things, and then you'll get some money for it, and hopefully you won't just go down and spend it at your local karaoke or something like that. You'll actually use that money to go out there and put it to good use. Now, here in the next paragraph it says, eligibility for the prize extends to everyone, regardless of profession, age, or nationality. So yeah, eligibility. Okay, that is a noun. And eligible is the adjective which is more commonly used. Are you eligible for this award? Do you qualify? So yes, eligibility here just refers to whether you are qualified for something or not, whether you can get it, whether you meet the criteria, etc. And basically this sentence tells us that anybody can do this. You're all qualified. You're all eligible. You all have this opportunity. And it doesn't matter whether you're working in a dish room or whether you're a captain of industry, whether you're young or old or whatever country you come from. All of you can do this. You're all eligible. You can participate.
That's good news. You don't have to be someone who graduated with a PhD in science. Nope. You can be in any profession out there. Maybe you're an actor. Or maybe you're a nurse, things like that. You can apply. It doesn't matter how old you are or what country you come from, what your nationality is. So anyone could find the solutions that we need. That is a quote from Prince William, and he said that about the award. Now, he and Attenborough have said that they will even consider crackpot solutions as long as they have the potential to change the world. I guess crackpot just means, something that someone thought up that Doesn't really sound like it makes sense, but, there are a lot of crackpot ideas that turned out to be really good ones. So don't discount or, poo-poo. We would say poo-poo your idea, which means, you kind of look down on your idea or somebody else's idea because it sounds silly. Don't do that because some of the silly ideas actually might turn out to work. So that's what a crackpot is. Or a crackpot idea, I guess.
Yeah, I had a friend a while ago who is convinced that there are aliens living and working among us. And I said, that is a crackpot idea. Where did you get that idea? Aliens would not waste their time living and working with us. They've got better things to do. But in any case here, yes, Prince William and Sir David Attenborough have said that they will accept any kind of solution, even if it's crazy, even if it's wild, but it needs to work, okay? So, yeah, sometimes ideas sound strange, but hey, sometimes they actually work. Now, here, moving on to the next paragraph here, it says, throughout history, monetary prizes have proven an effective way of solving serious scientific issues. So here we've got the word monetary, which means basically having to do with money, okay? It's an adjective to describe money or currency. You could say that, hey, this particular item has no monetary value. It's just kind of useless. Nobody would want to buy it.
Right. So monetary prizes have proven an effective way of solving serious scientific issues. Well, that's not hard to believe, is it? People want to earn some money. It's kind of encouraging if somebody is actually giving a prize out. So some people actually invent things, just because they're interested in that. But if there's money offered, I might try too. So here's an example of how monetary prizes have been effective in the past. For example, the British government implemented a similar scheme in 1714, wow, a long time ago, offering a reward equivalent or equal to 77 million NT dollars. They wanted someone to figure out a practical method of determining longitude at sea. I think we figured that out by now, right? So if you implement something, guys, it just means you put it into action. Usually you're putting some sort of plan or program into action. It's taking place as you speak about it. Implement here is a verb. If it's a noun, it could be a tool. What sort of garden implements do you have? Or, things that you use in your yard. Sometimes those are called implements or tools. So implement here, though, just means to put something into action, some sort of plan or program.
That's right. And of course, I guess they had trouble figuring out longitude when they were out on the ocean there.
Yeah.
Longitude, of course, are the lines that run from north to south. And you measure one's position on the Earth based on whether you're west of that line or east of that line. So, yeah, your location might be 2 degrees west longitude or 2 degrees north latitude. Latitude is the other line there, but I guess they figured that out, but they were having trouble with longitude. I think they've long since figured that out now with the satellites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the time, they couldn't figure out how to sail the ocean blue, so they offered a prize, and somebody probably figured it out. So here in this paragraph here, the last sentence says, now it's envisioned that Earthshot will stimulate similar breakthroughs. Yes, stimulate. That means to excite something. If you offer money, for example, then maybe something will happen. Sometimes, of course, the government might offer money to people to stimulate the economy. I think that happened in the U.S. Last year, and with those certificates or whatever that were sent out here in Taiwan to stimulate the economy.
Right. Now, if you're talking about a breakthrough, it's something that's happened that changes the game. Maybe you're an actor and you feel like you finally had your breakthrough moment. So it's going to change the course of your career. A scientific breakthrough, guys, would be a very sudden kind of dramatic or important discovery or development that changes science in some way. So Yeah, we hope that Earthshot will actually create or, give that sort of push to people to come through with some breakthroughs that they discover.
Maybe they will figure something out and they'll be able to clean up the air in Los Angeles or something, and we'll be able to eat sea creatures without getting sick. Who knows? Now, here in the next paragraph it says, the need for action has never been more urgent, affirmed Attenborough, who has said that decisive steps must be taken to bring the planet back from a tipping point. So, yeah, the need for action is urgent. We need to do it right now. And he says we need to have these decisive steps, okay? They need to be based on solid decisions, and we need to bring the planet back from a tipping point. A tipping point means when something tips over, you can't stop it anymore. There's no way you can stop it from spilling. And so, yeah, if we reach this tipping point and we go beyond it, there's nothing we can do after that. The world's going to be pretty much a big mess, and we're all going to have to deal with it, and we'll probably all die.
Now, speaking enthusiastically, he added that he hopes the prize will give game-changing environmental ideas financial impetus to spread and be developed. If something's game-changing, notice that these two words have a hyphen or a dash in between them. It turns it into an adjective. If something's game-changing, it really does change the way something is going to happen or develop. Let me use basketball as an example. When they added the three-point shot, it really was game-changing for a lot of teams that had really good guards who could shoot the ball from far, far away. It was game-changing. So game-changing can be lots of different things. So if it really changes how something will develop in the future or even change the way it is currently done, then you could call it game-changing, a game-changing development.
Right, that's an adjective. You could also, describe a game changer. Like when China's economy is the biggest in the world, it's going to be a real game changer. The world order definitely will change at that point. We don't know if it's going to be great or bad.
If it happens at all.
But yeah, if it does, we'll have to wait and see there. But in any case here, yes, he hopes the prize will be a big game changer for the environment. And indeed, we want to have this impetus to spread the ideas, and the ideas should be developed. Okay, impetus, of course, is just potential for something to happen, the strong possibility that something will happen in the future. And also it refers to the force and energy in which something moves. Okay, so the impetus or the power, and also you could say the potential for something to happen indeed. So yeah, hopefully the world will be saved from the brink of disaster, and we can live on to the ripe old age of 95 or whatever the case may be. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you're inspired not only to check out this particular program, but to also come back to our program again next time for another edition of our program. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.